Thank you, thank you. Day 3, greeted with applause and rain. So today we're going to hike all of it. Instead of the 4-day hike, we're going to go in 3. So we're going to do about 10, 11 miles today, taking us all the way to Aguas Calientes. We'll get into Machu Picchu about 4 o'clock this afternoon. All things good. We're at about 7 o'clock this morning on a wet trail. Everybody's bright and chipper. Everybody, I mean me, Beth, and Juan Carlos. Juan Carlos is always chipper. So after a brisk 300-foot elevation climb coming up out of camp this morning, so beware that. You think it's all done, it's not. But then it goes pretty much flat, or as Juan Carlos calls it, Inca flat. So it's down and it's up, it's down and it's up. And it's pretty much like this, just over the rocks. By day 3, you pretty much should have hit your stride and not feel too bad about the altitude or the effort. You might be a little stiff after all the rocks yesterday, but there's more of them today. And we're kind of stuck in the clouds this morning, working our way down, looking at about 5,000 feet of descent today. So, day 3 on the road. So still actually working our way up this morning through really jungle area actually, which is not cold, getting a little bit wet but not bad. And even though you can't see much because of all the clouds, it's still amazingly beautiful out here. See the trail going forward. Beth loving the altitude. Just incredibly lush greenery and not exactly what I expected to find. It's different. Every couple of hours you move into different terrain and see something startlingly different. A narrow trail that drops off precipitously, and this was all built with stone by the Inca to form this trail up this side. So when Carlos just pointed out that, he said, "Are you afraid of snakes?" "I'm not afraid of them. I'm a little fan." He said, "There's one in the tunnel up in front." I'm like, "Great." So this is steps down into this tunnel, and as JC was pointing out, this was normal rock formation that was chiseled out with bronze tools to widen it to make a tunnel to this part of the mountain. And it is darker than 2 feet up a bull's ass in here. Yeah, this would be a good snake or bear environment. Pretty flat though, and not that wet. And out the other side. So when Carlos just pointed out that, he said, "Are you afraid of snakes?" "I'm not afraid of them. I'm a little fan." He said, "There's one in the tunnel up in front." I'm like, "Great." So this is steps down into this tunnel, and as JC was pointing out, this was normal rock formation that was chiseled out with bronze tools to widen it to make a tunnel to this part of the mountain. And it is darker than 2 feet up a bull's ass in here. Yeah, this would be a good snake or bear environment. Pretty flat though, and not that wet. And out the other side. Still in the rain, still hiking up to our first stop. Visitors up ahead. Llamas occupying Llamas occupying the trail. It's been pretty much what they call Inca flat. A little bit down, a little bit up. Pace is good, and even though it's rainy, it's still a pretty pleasant day. We've missed a few spots where we could see some of the glaciers from both sides because we're up clouds right now, just not visible. But we'll be starting a pretty big descent here shortly. There's some llamas joining us. Hit the button on the far right. Beth's iPhone getting a little bit wet. That lower button right there, is that a lock? Wet stinky llamas. Don't spit on me. Don't need that.
You sure you're filming it?
I don't need one spitting on me. Yeah, he's got the ears back. Give me the business. Up to the top. Coming on to a new Inca site. What is the name of this one? Some beautiful terraces around the edges there. The town above the clouds. Or possibly the town in the clouds, right? Stone there have significance?
Yep, it's a worshiping area, actually, sacred spot. We have water fountains still working.
Pretty amazing. Here, hundreds and hundreds of years into a fountain. Engineering still working. A few stairs. Now it's time for a little mountain goat activity. Stay on the stone wall here. Not go down there. Rounded walls, temple. Come down that trail. Now we go. And another segment of some. Ooh, yeah, this is pretty steep downhill. Got a porter coming by. I will not be going that fast. This is one step at a time. All the way down there. So, coming up on another tunnel. I need to watch my step. It's dark and it's steep. And oh lordy, is it steep. Yeah, I'm good. And the steps are a long way apart. And you can't really see where you put your feet. Lean into the wall. Yeah, lean into the wall. Oh yeah. Nobody fell. Woohoo! So rain's letting up a little bit, still pretty wet as we continue our descent. So what is this river? This is the Urubamba. Starting to clear a little bit now. We're going down to that little town in the distance Aguascalientes town. Clouds are lifting some. Still misting a little bit, but not too bad. Absolutely stellar view though, just like every corner you turn. This is Intipata. It overlooks the Urubamba River and has these amazing terraces going down towards the river valley, which you can see here. Fountains that still work. We have bears here. Oh, that you can see them probably here. That's the spectacle bear. The view here is just remarkable. Every corner you turn around, it's different. I don't want to fall down here though, so I will look ahead. Isn't it amazing? Gets a little on the steep side here as you walk along the edge. Other campers who are ahead of us, picnicking. On the side of each of these terraces, you'll see stones sticking out that are floating steps that they use like a staircase up the side of each. You can see them over there. And was it explained, this faces east, so the sun hits this most of the day, and these granite stones absorb the heat, and it allows them to maintain jungle plants at this high elevation, kind of a solar-powered greenhouse effect of heating the soil, keeping it so they could grow plants and probably harvest twice a year. Some incredibly steep stairs. Which is not my favorite thing to do. If you have vertigo, this would really just do you in. These steps are steep, very close together, not much, about just over the width of a shoe. Put my small thing down. And you better watch where you put your feet. This is Winiwena campsite. Usually on the day before you go into Machu Picchu. But we're hitting it today at lunch because Beth is such a driver, a hard charger, that we're pushing on pretty fast and going to do it in about 3 days. So we're going to eat lunch here and then move on to Machu Picchu next, and then camp at Aguascalientes tonight. A bunch of llamas, more road traffic. Yeah, don't spit on me, dude. Hope llama's not on the menu. He just looked at me. Wow, it's a gorgeous waterfall in the background.
It is.
And this is the Winiwena?
Yes, sir.
Winye.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the waterfall's back over there too.
Mm-hmm. and you can see from where we descend. The three mountains.
Yeah.
Boobs. So from the middle. It's still right in the middle.
Wow.
So we descended steep down that section as well.
We did a lot of walking.
We did. That's a lot.
So more terraces going up and down. This site of Winyewena, which means forever young, named after an orchid that they found here when it was discovered in the 1940s, is about 80% complete. The only thing really missing are the thatched roofs on this area here. There are 15 working fountains, according to Juan Carlos. And look at the stone architecture here.
The third type, but above it looks like.
That's restoration.
That looks more like, as you said, the second.
In the temple there are 7 windows, and it is theorized that this is to worship the 7 colors of the rainbow, which was the god of fertility for them, according to Juan Carlos. And the view from here is like everything else, simply spectacular. He actually likes this facility better than Machu Picchu. Nobody here, uncrowded, and you get it all to yourself.
It has temples and it has terraces in it, it has living area.
Architecturally on these buildings, you'll see the small stone that comes out. This is where they would lash the boards or the poles across the roof before they put the thatch on, and then tie the roof down onto these structures here. And you'll see them at all of these buildings. And in the back there behind all of these terraces are apparently quite a few more that have just not been cleared out yet.
Fountains.
Yeah, one of the 15 working fountains here, over 500 years old and still working.
This looks like a private bathroom to me.
Interesting.
That's, I guess, where the priests.
Ceremonially cleanse themselves before rituals. So along this small trail here headed to the Sun Gate, it was pointed out along the side here, you can see these floating steps. And down below us here will be terraces, just like we've seen at all the other sites, although this is what it looked like when Bingham and the others discovered them, or found them, cleared them. So how do you know that that's there unless you can spot something like this? Pretty amazing. So this landslide that came along here pushed out a bunch of the brush, and you can see the edges of the terraces down there as well. It's exposed what is underneath all of this foliage. It's a tricky area right here. You have to go to this corner and make a left. Someone apparently went straight.
We turned around to talk to somebody, right?
Yeah.
And kept walking while they were talking and went right off this edge right here. And let me tell you, I'm getting to the edge a little bit. There is nothing to stop you. Gosh, that's got to be 1,000 feet or more down.
Think how bad the friend felt that was watched it.
Huh. So use common sense. Like everywhere, you can die here. So just use common sense.
Are you like making this thinking like?
So here's a landslide started up there last year, and then down through here. That must have taken this piece of trail out, right?
Yes.
That's why all those rocks down there.
Yeah.
Drink your water. Let's enjoy it.
This starts the monkey stairs because you have to apparently climb with all fours like a monkey. because it's so steep.
Oh. But when I get to the top, is that the sun gate?
Not yet. Although it's a lookout point actually. It's a beautiful, lovely lookout point.
All right, hope everybody understands why I am turning this off. That's the stairs. Yeah, that's pretty steep. That'll get your attention right there to a lookout point right up here. Oh, guess what? More stairs. All right. Again, just some of the impressive vistas. Ooh. Into Punku, the sun gate. Aha. And we are really fogged in. So after waiting, the cloud seems to have moved on, and we've got a view of Machu Picchu where we're headed to now, coming out of the sun gate. You can see the clouds still swirling around and coming up out of the valley floor. But it's a beautiful big city.
People, once they get past the sun gate, do they rush too, or do they slow down at that point?
They slow down at that point. They come just to see Machu Picchu.
Coming down the stairs into Machu Picchu.
The vineyard.
That's Llama Picchu, right? In the distance?
Yes, sir.
At the peak. That's a long way up.
Probably good we could have did that from my Llama stick.
In the very distance, you'll see the sun gate. It's the two little peaks right in that big V. So pretty much the last hike, end of day 3. We covered about 10 miles today, and now hiking back from Machu Picchu down to Aguas Calientes, or just past it actually, to where our campsite is for the night. And then tomorrow we'll get up and go back and tour the inside of Machu Picchu. All right, so this is it, into Aguas Calientes, back over the Urubamba River where it all started 26 miles ago. We did it in 3 days instead of the 4, and which is good. Tomorrow we just go back to Machu Picchu for a tour inside the city. But the trekking part is officially over. The little things you see up on the ridge up there are the buildings in Machu Picchu, and that's where we came from.